Hello everyone. We have a story to tell you about autism today. Have you ever heard about autism? Do you know that 1 in 270 people has autism? As you can see, it affects many people, and as soon parents and teachers detect it, it becomes more accessible and helpful to them. But what really is autism? Let's hear a monologue from an autistic child. When I was 4 years old, I was really interested in playing my favorite little truck. I played it repeatedly, and all of a sudden, my mom was so angry with me. I didn't know the reason why she is angry, and she reacted just like my classmates and teachers in school. I was so frightened and eager to communicate with them at the same time, but I just can't. What could happen to someone who is not able to talk and communicate? Does autism ruin their learning processes? Yes. If we cannot identify the early behavior of autistic children, autism could develop its symptoms quietly and rapidly. Do we expect those kids to toughen up and survive, or should we take action to fight against autism? Before answering the question, we should know it's essential to understand that not everyone is similar and doesn't need to be. We need to respect differences and learn from them about how to collaborate with their skills. Indeed, if parents and teachers observe an autistic child in early childhood, we can improve their life quality, promote a better learning environment, and establish better communication. Ethan Lissy, a person who grew up with autism, in his speech he said, "Autism is something that many people know about. For example, some people think that autistic people are fair-skinned males that speak in monotone and constantly go on and on about the same topic. Some people think that autistic people do not know right from wrong, avoid attention, and usually say the wrong thing at the wrong time. Some people think that autistic people are socially awkward and lack humor and empathy. Now, if you agree with what I just said, I'm sorry to tell you, but you do not have the right impression of autism. How do I know? Because I have autism. I do have my own obsessions with things like electronics and public transit. But that does not define me. Each of us are different and unique in our own way. However, there is not a lot of information out there on what an autistic life actually looks like. So people often resort to stereotypes. And we see these often in the media. Some of the more common stereotypes in the media include being socially awkward, lacking empathy, and even being a super genius. And the lack of knowledge on autism doesn't stop there either. Did you know that some people are trying to find a cure for autism? That's because they see it as a negative thing, as a disease. Many people are challenging the idea and to us. We think autism is not a disease. It's just another way of thinking and looking at the world. Our brains function differently from most people's brains. Think of it like comparing an Xbox to a PlayStation. They're both highly capable consoles with different programming. But if you put your Xbox game in a PlayStation, it won't work. Because the PlayStation communicates differently. When I look in the mirror, I see someone who thinks differently. Throughout the story, we can see the struggles that Ethan Lissy has been through. Most people try to tell autistic kids apart from others, and they give a label named abnormal to these kids. As educators, it is not our specialty to treat all the symptoms and reactions of autistic kids. Still, we all need to ensure that students who have autism can receive a fair chance in the same learning environment as other kids. Autistic kids are not able to express their needs towards learning and communication within a particular environment. Since teachers are fitting the role of a coach during learning activities, we have to acquire specific skills to identify the students' reactions from the early stage of autism. From the result of one's research, an institute called Kennedy Krieger observed a group of kids along with their parents. Some of them are already facing autism, and the rest do not. Children facing autism have a strong interest in particular objects, less engageable, reduced eye contact, and often no response to their names. These are the reactions of early autism while the kids are alone or even with their parents. What if we put them into a learning environment? How would they act in front of the teacher and their classmates? Educators should be able to observe the kids and help identify early symptoms of autism. With the knowledge mentioned above, we could help the school district and local families discover autism at the kids' early age. The earlier we find the problem, the better for the kids' future. Although educators are not specialists about autism, they need to know some methods to help autistic kids in the learning environment. First, teachers could try to make autistic kids more energetic and create a language that could help them to communicate. For example, National Wide Children's provide some fantastic solutions for teachers to handle autistic kids. They transferred their theories into a program called SMART.
The program is designed to help kids work on socialization through communication and play with other kids while in a structured environment.
It helps them attend and listen better, focus better, follow directions better. Many of the things that come naturally to children who don't have autism, those skills just don't come naturally. Those are things that you have to teach.
National Wide Children's is not the only institute or organization fighting against autism. However, overly emphasize the existence of autism in the classroom or even in the society could bring child abuse and bullying issues into the learning environment. We have to find a way to balance the pedagogical needs and the special care of autistic students. Did you know some children with autism spectrum disorder, when they grow up, become better at communicating with others and improving their behavior? Some children with mild symptoms eventually may lead to normal lives. Nick Yates, a recovered example of an autistic child. He recovered from autism as a teenager. As a young man now, he could study his college program to be a high school teacher. He has a clear voice, communicates well, and says the most important thing is treating others equally. This example is a piece of firm evidence which shows autistic children are not abnormal. They could overcome the difficulties with proper help. We sincerely hope that every autistic child can grow up like any other individual. Again, like Ethan Lisi said, when I look in the mirror, I see someone who thinks differently. Hoping every autistic child could also see a bright future self in the mirror.